Line type and weight are very important properties when interpreting an orthographic projection. A line type is the way a line is drawn. For example, a line may be drawn dashed or continuous. The line weight is how thick a line is drawn. In general, thicker lines are more important than thinner ones. However, the type of line used is more important than its thickness. Different line types are used to represent edges that you can see or can't see, or to indicate symmetry. The line types that we will be using repeatedly in this section are visible lines, which are used to represent visible edges or boundaries, hidden lines, which are used to represent hidden edges or boundaries, and center lines, which represent lines of symmetry. Less commonly, phantom lines and break lines will be used. The other lines listed will be used and explained in more depth within the upcoming sections. Each of the lines listed is drawn using a specific line type and line weight. Read over the list and notice that the visible line is thicker than the hidden line. This is because it is more important. Also notice that the center line is dashed, but not like the dashed line we use to represent hidden lines. Hidden lines are used to indicate edges or boundaries that are hidden from view. When creating a hidden line, you want to make sure that there are at least 2 breaks in the line. This can be accomplished by adjusting the length of the dashes. Most drawing software packages allow you to do this. Controlling how the dashes meet other lines is a little bit more difficult to control. However, most technical drawing software follow Rule 2 and 3 fairly well. Center lines are used to indicate lines of symmetry. Their most common use is to indicate the axes of holes and cylinders. A center line may also be used to indicate a circle of centers or paths of motion. A circle of centers is a circle that indicates where the centers of multiple holes or features lie. There are 2 main rules that we need to be aware of when creating center lines. 1. Either the small or large dashes should cross at the center of the circle. And 2. Center lines should not directly end at any other line. They should either stop short of the line or go past the line by a short distance, usually about 1/4 inch. Rule 1. Starting and ending a center line with a long dash is usually taken care of by the drawing software. Another thing to keep in mind is connecting center lines between 2 features that are along the same plane. This will eliminate the need to dimension the distance to that plane twice. Phantom lines have several uses. The most common use of this line type is in the creation of cutting plane lines. This will be talked about in an upcoming section. Other than its use in cutting plane lines, phantom lines are generally used to indicate an imaginary feature or part. For example, an alternative position of a moving part, the location of a related part, repeated detail, or directional changes of a fillet or round. Break lines are used to show an imaginary break in an object. Suppose that you want to draw a broom handle. The only interesting features of a broom handle are its ends. One end is rounded, and the other end has threads. Nothing very interesting is going on in between. So we break the broom handle and only draw the ends, and a little bit of the shaft. A person viewing your drawing will understand that the missing part of the handle is exactly the same as the portion that is shown. There are two types of break lines. The type used depends on the length of the distance to be traversed. If the distance is short, a series of arcs are used. If the distance is longer, a straight line with a jog in the middle is used. Sometimes we will come upon a situation where two different line types occur at exactly the same place. To avoid a cluttered and unreadable drawing, one of the lines must be deleted. The line that gets deleted depends on its importance. The least important line is removed in accordance with the rules of precedence that are listed.